And I want to repeat this introduction real quick. Okay, so welcome again to the Coffee Club. We have here Daniel Souza as our guest. He is from Brazil, from Maranhão specifically. He now lives in Portugal. He used to live in Ireland as well, right?
Exactly.
And the topic today is traveling on a budget. Like, do you need to be rich to travel the world? What like a little hacks and strategies and things you can do to be able to live out your dream of traveling, which is my dream actually as well, without having to spend too much money on that. So I would like Dan to introduce himself first, and then the rest of you guys. Let's do a little introduction real quick. Then we can talk about this. Okay, the topic starts with that, but like I don't like to limit the conversation. So if we digress, if we derail onto other things, we can do that. Also, I'll be taking notes while we talk on vocabulary, pronunciation, and grammar, and so on, so we can comment on them at the end. Okay. Dan, so please tell us a bit about yourself.
Cheers, everybody.
Cheers, having wine.
So, guys, nice to meet you, everybody. My name is Daniel, and I'm from São Luís. But nowadays, I'm living here in Portugal for 2 years now. I'm living in Faro. It's the capital of the Algarve, the south region in Portugal. And I also been in Ireland for 2 years. I lived in Galway. And in Brazil, I quite moved for like when I was young. I lived in Manaus, in Belém as well. And after 20s, I also went to live in Fortaleza and in Santa Catarina in southern Brazil. So I'm 35. Yeah, I'm 35 years old. And yes, so nice to meet you. And I think it's gonna be a nice meet today. Yeah.
Okay. So about me, real quick. My name is Gustavo Braga. I'm the founder of the Coffee Club. I like coffee. I like learning languages just as much as Dan. I'm a translator. I'm an English instructor. I'm a designer and singer and illustrator and some other stuff that I tend to learn to do and then start doing out of nowhere. My dream is to travel the world while learning languages and meeting people and eating new stuff and drinking new things. And I love this. This is nirvana for me, like eating new things while talking to people and practicing a language. Teaching as well is something I like to do. So right now I'm based in San Luis. I'll be probably going to Chile next. But this is a lifestyle that really interests me. Lou.
Hello, good evening, everybody. My name is Luciano. I'm a public servant. I work in the Court of Justice in my state, in Maranhão. I'm from São Luís, Maranhão, as well. What else? I like to do a lot of stuff. I have a lot of interests. Learning language is one of them. English is one of my favorite languages. I really like the idea of living abroad, not traveling, but to live in another country. I mean, I would really love to live. The 2 countries I would love to live would be one of it would be Ireland, mostly because I'm a U2 fan, the band U2. So I would like to live there. And the other one, the country I would love the most to live would be Germany, but I have the language barrier still. Also, I like to play instruments. I'm not a very good musician, but I like to play it just for fun. And I'm kind of new in the coffee club. I guess I'm the newest member, and I think I would like this evening very much, this conversation very much.
Perfect. Andy, your turn.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Anderson. I just finished high school and
and you froze.
Yep.
You got nervous. That would be funny if you were pretending like to be frozen. And I'm okay, Gabi, so you go while your comes back.
Okay. Well, my name is Gabi and I'm from Teresina in Piauí, like the hottest place on earth. And I'm a law student. I'm 21 and some things I like to do. Let me see. I really love to read. And in fact, I'm reading right now like this big giant book. And it's been nice. I really like wine. And also I'm a big fan of the Beatles. So I'm also a big fan of England and London and the UK in general. So I really like, I would love, it's my dream to live in London someday. That's it.
Lucas, you there?
Guys,
Hi, Luke. So can you tell us a bit about yourself?
all right. Hello, everyone.
Your voice is
I'm
a bit low,
Lucas.
a bit distant.
My mic.
Yes.
Is it better now?
Perfect.
All right. I'm Lucas. I'm 25 years old. I am a software engineer. And what more to say?
Tell me about your goals.
Oh, right. Yeah, my goals for this year are pretty much fulfilled by now. And my main goal for the next year is to start living abroad in Canada, if possible.
Perfect. So I brought here Daniel today to help us do that. And now, like most of us, I think, would like to be abroad at some point. So he probably is going to share some useful tips with us.
Perfect.
So Dan, what is like 101? What's the first thing one has to have in mind when planning to move abroad on a budget?
Yeah, that's a good question. So I think like even would like to move abroad on a budget, like with little to money. So just asking the answer the question, I'm not rich at all. So even though I could, even though I could travel a little bit, like I could go away for another country, and yeah. So even so, answer your question. Even if you go abroad with on a budget, we have to have some money. So I think the first things like how do you gonna make this money? Yeah. In my case, like I worked for it, of course, but I also always counted with like I don't know how to say it in English, but the end when you get fired in Brazil, we receive like some
Severance pay.
yeah. So yeah, I also count on with this money. So I took all this money ahead. Then I bought, first of all, when I went to Ireland, I bought like internship
Exchange program.
interchange program, exactly. Yeah. So, and of course I search a lot for the cheapest, if I can say that, or the less expensive country to go away. In that time, Ireland, it was the first option, not because it was cheapest, but also because I could work in that country, so I could make some money there as well. So that was a good point, I think. So make money.
Can you focus on that for a second? Like, how did you learn that Ireland was the cheapest one, and what kind of job were you looking for, and what kind of job did you find?
So yeah, how I went like for internet, of course, for even for some agents. I looked for like the cheapest place to go, and which one I could work for more hours, like legally, like because of course you can sometimes find a job on the table. Say that like yeah, but
Available.
under the table I would say like get paid under the table like in different jobs. You know what I mean?
Oh, I mean, like besides the legal amount, you mean?
Exactly. Yeah. Or even like some cultures you can't work at all as a student, but you still can find some job. Someone who's gonna contract you even if you're not allowed to work. So
Yeah.
in Ireland it was possible like legally. So that's how I was do like to say.
Yeah, under the table is a correct expression. Yes.
Under the table, yeah. So yeah, I went for this, and I mean, I take any job to make some money to travel again. So that's why like my plan came to Europe to learn English. Like it was 2015 when I came first time to Europe to live in Ireland this time. And the plan was came to Europe, start English and travel. That's what the plan. So I would take in a job, and the job that starts usually for foreign people, for students, like on restaurants, bars, or like in the kitchen, as I worked as a kitchen porter, like cleaning and washing dishes. That was my first job in Ireland.
You see. So you stay there for 2 years.
Exactly, yeah. The time I stayed there for 2 years. Yeah.
So we got like what was the cost of living, like the average cost of living in Ireland?
In Ireland, like you have
Back in the day, I mean, several years ago, probably it's much higher today, right?
yeah, I think so. Yeah, nowadays I think everywhere is higher, not just in Brazil. Everywhere is higher nowadays. But the thing I always say that to have to think about the minimum wage. Like so, for example, in Ireland, even today, like the minimum wage is per hour. It's about 10 euros or 10 euros and 25 cents per hour. So it's gonna be around not good maths, but around 100 1,600 euros per month. And if I'm not wrong, it's around that. And you're gonna spend for one person like 1 month. We're gonna spend around well, saying like more like higher. I'd say about 1,000 euros.
Okay, so 1,000 euros. Okay, you can make up to 1,600, like 1,600.
Yep.
And you spend about 1,000 euros.
Exactly. Yeah.
Average. Okay, that's a good amount.
Of course, maybe this price like you living just by yourself, and depends, of course, if you go like for a big city, for a small one. That's why also I choose it a smallest city. Like I didn't go to Dublin, like the capital. I choose another city, Galway, and there the life was
Colin.
cheapest. Galway.
Like the Smeagol. Colin. Sorry, can you write for us the?
Yeah, it's like the song Galway Girl.
Galway.
Galway,
Thinking
exactly.
about
Yeah.
the song.
Like that.
Yes, from Ed Sheeran, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
By whom?
Galway, yeah.
By whom?
Sure.
Ed Sheeran.
Oh, Ed Sheeran.
Yes.
Okay.
Irish band, but she fell in love with an Englishman.
Exactly, yeah.
I had never paid attention to the name of the city in this song.
Galway girl.
Interesting. What's Galway known for?
I think for the tourism, I'd say. Yeah, it's a student city, like they have the university over there. So that's nice because the city is very like busy, I'd say, all of the year, not just in the high season. So all of the year they have students for the new university and also for Erasmus program. So the city is busy all the time, and it's very known for I think for the buskers, for the street artists as well.
Okay. This is something that you do or you should do, right?
Exactly, yeah. I start to do that actually there, and I pay attention that it was possible, like a way of living actually.
To busker like that, right?
Busker, yeah, exactly, yeah.
So tell us a bit about that. How was the start?
So I start in Ireland, but in Ireland it was like a little bit. I was shy. I am shy actually, and I was not a good singer. I still not a good one.
You are, come on.
But I'm getting better. I'm studying it, and but it was the thing that the city is very famous, like for the buskers, like in the every corner in the main street we had someone not just playing guitar, that was someone playing piano, someone playing cello, someone like I don't know, doing anything, like dancing. I don't know how do you say, like Irish dances, you know.
Yeah, like performances in general.
Exactly, yeah. So it was very nice, and I was there in that time trying to playing like Legião Urbana or some Brazilian song, and it was not that interesting for people over there. Of course, I got some money, but not that much, yeah. And I couldn't sing, as I said, like louder as everyone could sing in that time. So it was amazing, yeah. But by the way, Ed Sheeran, he started like that, yeah.
Oh, it was a busker, yeah.
Yeah, he was a busker like on London or maybe in Ireland sometimes as well, yeah. And
I have a question about that actually. Is it legal for you to travel as a tourist and start making money on the street playing? Is it okay, or would you have some problem with the law?
no, usually it's okay. Usually it's okay. Like nowadays it's like a more kind of normal here in Europe. Of course, if it's a big city like Dublin or even here in Portugal, if you go to Lisbon or Porto, even here in Faro, we have to get a license to play.
Mm.
But here in Faro and Galway, it was kind of a small city, so the cops, they didn't say too much. If you go to Lisbon nowadays, like they ask for the permission. Sometimes they if you don't have the permission, they get your instruments, so you have to pay a fine. Yeah.
You see. Were you ever caught?
Not really, no. As I said, here is a small city, so they ask me one or two, yeah, two times maybe. They ask, where is your permission? What do I have to do? Do I have to have it? Like to play music on the street? And
you
then
said-
I say, no, I didn't know that. Then I went like to the consul, like to ask for that, and I pay like nothing. I pay €1.53 per month.
Wow.
So
Almost
that's,
nothing.
yeah, nothing. Yeah. So I go nowadays. I go there like every month. I have to go every month to ask for the permission, and I have it, so I have no problem. Nowadays, after that, this is the problem. Like for a small city, like in the same police man come to me like, so where is your permission? Here, sir. So now I have it. So
Yeah,
now
on your face.
it's not a problem anymore. Yeah, that's nice.
Awesome.
But nowadays, like talk about busker, I'm think about like maybe go for another country and try to live in just make music like just as a busker. It's possible. Yeah? I have friends in Lisbon and in Porto that they can make like €2,000 per month.
Wow, it's decent.
Yeah, yeah.
But what's the cost of living?
Again, the minimum wage in Portugal nowadays is 665.
Wow,
Yeah,
like almost
the
four
cost of
times.
living is kind of the same thing. So yeah.
I see. So, but now we don't only perform on the street. You do something else, right?
Yeah, nowadays I'm working part-time. I choose it to work part-time in a hostel, a guest house, not a hostel, because they just have a double room. So and I work part-time in a guest house, and besides I also work as a musician, not just playing the street, but also in pubs and restaurants and stuff. So, but I choose, like as I said, I was working full-time, and I didn't have time to make music, so I was not happy like at all. So I said no, I want more time to make my music, so I'm gonna like have a part-time job, so like just for security. So I have like some money, like I have this amount of money, like in the end of the month, so I can pay my bills, and then I have also my free time, like to make my music.
It's awesome. Like, even if you have a bit less security, I would say you were living out your dream, right? Like it makes
Yes,
no sense to just make money.
exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. Lou, I was wondering about your occupation, Luciano. Because like you're a public servant, and you told me that you've been working online now. If you were to move to a different country, would you just keep your job, or you have to find something else to complement your income?
Well, I can keep my job nowadays. Before it wasn't legal. I couldn't leave the country, but now I can. And until something changes, I can live abroad and keep working. Yeah. But I don't know if my income it will be enough to live in Europe, for example. I mean, I have a decent income to live in Brazil in reais, but I don't know in euros. It's like the, I mean, less than a third of it. So
To make money in reais and spending in euros.
yeah, and I don't know. I mean, I know of people, of servants from the cart that live in Europe. I think there is a servant who lives in Ireland or England. No, it's Portugal. She went to accompany her husband. I don't know if she can get another job over there, because as a public servant, I can only get another job if I was to teach, or if I was in the health area. I could have two jobs, but otherwise I can't. But I don't know outside of Brazil if I could work in something else.
See,
I mean, as a
maybe you
freelancer,
don't
maybe
study, right?
as a freelancer I could.
Like my mother works for the state, and she took these leaves, and some of them were paid leaves because she was studying. It's like taking a master's or doctor's degree. Is that your case? Can you just take a leave and go study somewhere else?
I can take 6 months of paid leave because of my time. I have 10 years of public servant, a little bit more.
Wow.
So I have 6 months of I would call premium license. It's, I don't know if this is the correct term,
Yeah,
but it is what it is in Portuguese. Also, I can take 2 years, but that's without payment of license to personal reasons. You don't have to justify. The only thing the boss has to agree on, but I can take up to 2 years of this kind of license. It's kind of a plan that I have to take my priming license as some vacation. I mean, 30 days of vacation plus 6 months. And if I can, to take 1 or 2 years of this license without payment if I'm working over there.
Yeah.
It's
a way to try to start a new life, you know, in a way, right?
Yeah.
Dan, any tips?
I couldn't hear the last part again.
If you have any tips for me, if I'm to take a leave from my work, not to leave my work, to take a license from my work.
Because you work as I didn't get it. Sorry.
I'm a public servant. I mean,
work for the government.
Okay. Oh yeah.
Actually, Lou, you can also say I'm union.
Union.
When you say I'm union, it means you work for the government.
Even if it's the state government.
I'm not sure. Probably not. This is federal. Yeah, I'm union.
Yeah, because I'm not federal. I work for the state.
So stick with what you said.
Yeah, but I'm pretty sure about if you take like leaves like license premium like for 6 months or 1 year. That's it. Yeah? I'm pretty sure if you take it in Brazil and arrive here, you can because you still get paid when you take this license prime. Or
Yes,
something.
yes. I lose a few bits of money. I mean, I guess I don't get the oh my god, food.
Food ticket?
Yeah, food ticket. I guess I lose it. Also I know, just that. Yeah.
Transportation or something.
It's a big part of my income.
Yeah. No,
But
you can. I mean, I have some friends that did it in Ireland and also here in Portugal nowadays, and they work here like they have like a contract job and everything here. And there's no problem. Like I don't know if they don't know if they just came and they say they were available and they started. They didn't say anyone they had a job in Brazil. They have to work, but they are working like normally as anyone else, like here and also in Ireland. I was a colleague. He was like Polícia Federal something or Polícia Rodoviária Federal in Brazil. It took like a license for 1 year or even more. And I remember like he was working on the kitchen like me in the kitchen, and he had to went back to Brazil because it's like it was time to get back to work.
Yeah, I mean I'm saving money. Maybe eventually in a year or two I can do that. I have a friend who is actually right now in Dublin. She had some sort of work issues. She sued the company she used to work for. She got a lot of money, and then she wasn't working anymore here. She went there to study English, and I guess she's over there for a year now. Yeah, and she works there part time, like you said you used to do. And I mean, she's living there. I don't know when she'll come back.
Yeah,
If she will come back,
she
I
will.
guess
Yeah.
I don't know if she.
Dennis
I don't know. I mean,
too well. Just wait.
she's also a YouTube fan. I mean, she might be getting into bonus house over there.
Wow.
She might be sneaking into bonus house. I don't know.
Yeah.
She's crazier than me.
So we have some other different context here. Like Gabi and Anderson are students, and Lucas is a developer who works remotely already for a company abroad. So completely different contexts. So Gabi and Anderson, any questions you have for Dan on studying abroad, or maybe after finishing your studies moving?
Well, actually, I do. I hear a lot about the best way to move. And I hear a lot about getting a scholarship, like to keep studying and everything. But I'm not sure if it's the best way to actually move. What do you think? Do you think I should stick to the university or should just go by myself?
I think depends like of course what do you like. If you want to like keeping studying and maybe do a master or something and take a scholarship, I think always a good idea. Even better if you come for Portugal, because it's easier to get the visa. Like once you come here to Portugal as a student, you have like the visa to live here and to work and to study. Like actually we have to have it in Brazil. So you get the visa in Brazil and you arrive here like 2 months or even less, you are already like legal in the country. I came for Portugal, to Portugal actually. I came as a tourist. So I just came and stayed here. So like illegal in the beginning, but in 15 days, like in 2 weeks, I was working. So I was almost legal, but then the process take too long. I'm already here for 2 years, and now I'm gonna take like the cards, like the stay like totally legal after 2 years.
Wow.
Wow. In fact, after high school, I was taking the exam to go to Coimbra, the
Okay,
university,
yeah,
and I got in. I actually got
nice.
in, and I had the opportunity to apply for a scholarship. But
Where did
even
you
the
go?
scholarship was really, really expensive. And my family just said like, no, you're not going. And that was sad.
So
Oh my.
sad.
It was like
I'm
a
just wondering, how can she say that smiling? I'm almost
I'm used
crying,
to
and she's just
I'm
okay.
used to it because I got into a lot of universities and my family was just like, no, you're not going. You're just, you're going to have to keep studying until you go into the university we want. And that was it.
oh no, that's so sad. Gabi is the best person to tell tragedies to people. Hey, your husband died. You know, like he was such a nice person that now he's away. He passed away. She smiles when she says sad things.
Yeah.
And Anderson is in high school right now, Anderson. So
Yeah,
is
I
it,
just finished some days ago was my last day. Was my last day.
so what are
So
your plans?
well, just like Abi, I considered going abroad and studying through a scholarship, but I mean it's kind a distant dream, you know. It is possible. People say that you have many opportunities, but it's not how it really works. We know that. So I was like considering studying here in Brazil. Actually, I'm trying to get into UNB. So in the middle of it, I know that inside the university, you have some opportunities
Yes.
to do something connected with other countries. In Portuguese, we call it sanduíche, né? Graduação sanduíche. I don't know if it is the same name in English. But so I'm considering doing that, and maybe after graduating, going abroad. And I don't want to like living abroad in just one country. I would like to try like many things. I think it is important, and I mean there is a word out there, so why
To be like a nomad?
maybe, yeah, it's possible. I not a nomad, but maybe try many, you know, not changing like every year I'm gonna move,
Mhm.
but maybe try some 3 countries. I don't know.
Yeah.
You should try to be a diplomat.
Yeah, it would be good.
Yeah, Louis didn't mention that when you.
But it would
Yeah, I
be
forgot.
obligation. It would be obligation. I want something
Yeah, like
more
traveling
free.
because you have to, like to the.
Yeah,
Yeah, but you can choose.
It wouldn't be nice.
sometimes you don't
At
even
first.
want. It's not like choosing. Sometimes they don't
Oh,
even
yeah.
want. You have to go because
You
I
have to
mean
go to a
it's a work.
country that you don't want to first, but then you can choose a better
Yes.
country to go.
So that's
After
it.
a while.
Daniel, he said that he considered going to Ireland because it was the best option back then, but nowadays is one of the hardest to get into because it's hard to keep on living there. So there in Portugal, I have a friend there. He went by work, but what do you have to say, like in opportunities? What do you consider real? I don't know, maybe a country that you say, oh, you can go there blindfolded and see what happens. What do you have to say about that?
Yeah, I mean, I think like Portugal is easier, of course, because the language. So you don't feel abroad at all. Like when arrive in Lisbon, you think you are in some ways actually.
Really? Yeah, because of the architecture.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
I knew,
But that's true. Yeah.
I knew some Brazilians that said me the same thing.
Yeah, yeah, but that's true. When I arrive in Lisbon or anywhere actually in Portugal, you see the church, the architecture, the everything. You see, I have it in Ouro Preto, in São Luís, in Salvador de Bahia. So the language is the same, so it's very very close to Brazil. So
What do you have to say about the people?
say it again.
What do you have to say about the people, like the treatment you receive? Because, for example, I've heard some histories like in Brazil that maybe if you go to, I don't know, the south part of the country, people treat you differently because they know that you are not from there. So imagine another country. So what do you say about the people? How they receive you? Is it good? Maybe they look kind of strangely to you.
No, actually depends. When I went the first time, when I went to Ireland, I thought it was a bit totally different because like I didn't, of course, I searched a lot about the country, but not about the people, like the Irish people in general. But in my head, they were like people that didn't laugh or didn't, more like rude people or don't kidding, like have like a joke with each other, you know what I mean? And then when I arrived there, it was totally the opposite. Like Irish people, they're like very like nice. They like to welcome you, like people in general. Like I didn't feel any prejudice or something like that. Maybe here in Portugal, I felt it more than in Ireland, to be honest.
I hear lots of bad things about Portuguese people.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
I follow a page on Instagram. I'm going to send the link to you guys. It's only stories from Brazilian women that suffer prejudice in Portugal. And it's so heavy. The stories
Yeah.
are really sad and not nice.
But I don't say it's like, I don't know, Portuguese people, they are like prejudicial, or Irish people they are not, or German people they are like how do you say that, like close, but there's another adjective for this.
Work oriented, focused, close.
Focused maybe. Yeah. So I don't say that, depends. Like in Brazil we have, like I also lived in Santa Catarina in Brazil, so in south in Brazil. So and usually people say, oh, people in Santa Catarina. By the way, my girlfriend, she's from Santa Catarina, and I didn't feel anything like bad in Santa Catarina. I didn't have any prejudice like at all over there. So I can't say at all like people for Rio Grande do Sul or Santa Catarina, they are like bad people. So I think they have good people like always in between. So
I believe you have the tendency to generalize bad news more than good news.
exactly,
Bad
yeah.
impressions more than good ones. So when you get in touch with one person who is like mean to you, or with one story, one situation, you just tend to assume that's true for the rest of them.
Exactly, yeah.
Before I went to France, actually I've heard that before, and then like the days leading up to the trip, people were saying, oh, don't speak English to them because they don't like the English, like the people, like the English people, they don't like the English language. And this is BS. Like they were speaking English to me, and I'm saying, hey, don't speak English. I want to practice my French. So like they were speaking English, like
Yeah.
just generalize, and oh, the whole country doesn't like English.
Yeah,
This makes you feel insecure. Like
exactly.
of course there are rules. There are general truths about a whole country, but mostly individual experiences, you know.
Exactly. Yeah. So I think generalization in general is not good. And I would say something, but I forgot.
Yeah, I just got a little bit surprised by the story I heard about South Brazil, because it was like he was talking about prejudice, like racism. And I looked at the guy who was talking to me, and he was like really white to me. He's really, really white. And then he arrived there, and even that way, he was received in a bad way. So I was like,
Oh yeah.
oh my God, imagine me, how would it be? So, but I see your point. I don't think it's good to generalize too. I think everybody has its experience. You have to try it. If it is not good, it's important not to carry those things in the heart, keep on going. But I see your point. It was just
Yeah.
a story that I heard.
Yeah, sure. But I also think sometimes activities here in Portugal, I'm learning about culture. Like being prejudicial is not culture at all. But I'm learning like sometimes I have the impression this person which was like a little bit aggressive or arrogant with me. But then I think again, no, we just ask it what I asked. Like the first weekend I arrived here in Portugal, I went to a small a bodega, like a small bar, and I
A
asked it
bodega.
for.
You say
Say it
bodega.
again.
You can say bodega.
Bodega, yeah.
Bodega.
So I went for it, and I asked it for a beer. And there was like an older woman here in Europe in general. It's very common to see like old people still working on a cashier or something like that in the supermarket. It's very common. It was a old woman, probably the owner of the bodega, and I asked her, "Can you open for me like the bottle?" And she said, "Of course I can. What's the problem? I can open it easily."
She thought you were challenging her.
Exactly. Hey, I just asked like for open the bottle. Of course I can. Not the problem. Here it's open.
I dare you to open this. You're too old for this. And oh, no, I'm not. I'm gonna prove it to you.
And okay, thank you. Sorry.
No.
It was funny. Like
Yeah, that's what I heard. That Portuguese people are a bit too literal. Like, so when you
exactly.
say like, "Can you open this for me?" Of course I can. I
Of
have
course
the-
I can. Yeah.
right. They hear it as if it were ability, not possibility, right? Not like.
Yeah.
Sometimes
Exactly.
you got
Yeah.
to be a little bit British, you know. Would you please open that for me? Like too polite, so they all will understand you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Maybe. But that's also it's not a joke. It's true about the would like in Portuguese from Portugal and Portuguese from Brazil. Because would like I would like to, we translate like eu gostaria. But here in Portugal they don't say eu gostaria. They say eu gostava.
Really? Wow.
I would like is like eu gostava in
They
Portuguese.
don't
In
have
Portugal.
that tense.
Yeah. And
Oh
when
my
I
gosh.
say eu gostaria in Brazilian Portuguese, they say, okay, so you don't want more. Oh, no, I still want. I'm just being polite.
I've heard this in Brazil, in São Luís. This
Really?
it was said to me as a joke, but I was a customer, and I asked, I would like five bread, and the girl who was attending me said,
Yeah.
"Oh, you like, so you don't want anymore." And I was like, "Well, no, I still want it." I was dumbfounded because I wasn't expecting. But I've heard about this Portuguese people being too literal, as Gustavo said. A friend of mine was getting her doctorate. She was living in Aveiro, and she said that first time they went there, and she asked, "Oh, how long is from here to there?" And the guy in the Uber said, "Oh, I've never measured. I don't know. I never measured." And, it was she was asking if it was going to take too long, not the exact how many meters. And
Yeah.
they just said, "I never measured." So yeah,
And they are
conversation
not being unpolite, right? They just got the question
they were
very
just
literally.
Answering the question.
Yes, it was not being rude to them. It's just this question. This is how I can answer this question. This question makes no sense to me.
My family has a story like this too. My parents were in Portugal, in Lisbon, and they were in a restaurant. So they asked like to the waiters, can we have a cab? They were trying to get back to the hotel, and she said like, yes. And then she went back on doing her things, like, and then my father was like, get us a cab. And now she did it. This is weird. I don't know why they do it.
Yeah, but there is a theory here between the Portuguese and also with the Brazilians. Like they know what we're saying, but they think you are saying the wrong way. So they are
Yes.
like messing with us, like they understanding, but they think no, this Portuguese is not correct. So I'm gonna mess up with this guy, like this Brazilian guy. So we think they are like donkey, like dumb, but they think we are.
I see. So no one communicates.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
Well, in fact, when I was in Portugal, I only stayed there for 5 days, and I was really scared because of the Portuguese and everything. And for me, it was better to only speak in English. I mean, I couldn't understand when they spoke, and I was afraid to speak my own language. So I just spoke English the entire trip. It was weird.
Yeah, it must be weird. I mean, did you pick up any accent, Dan?
No, no.
I mean, like Daniel, who's been living there.
Daniel, right.
Did you
If
pick
I
up any
like-
accent from Portugal?
I don't think so. No, not really.
But can you do it?
Maybe-
I mean, can you copy them if you want to, or just
I don't think so. I try sometimes, like my girlfriend says, I don't do it like in the right way.
Okay.
I thought I did, but I don't.
Yeah, we always think we do, I think, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And 2 days in Portugal, and what do you mean? I can speak
Yeah.
now.
Like some things like the pa in the end of the sentence, like what are you doing, pa? Hey, pa, like this stuff. But
Yeah.
not the accent, like the full sentence. No, I can't. Not yet.
Yeah, maybe one day. Lucas,
Oh,
wanna
and
hear-
have you ever, sorry.
go on, Gabi.
Oh, have you ever made like a huge mistake with the language in Portugal?
Which, if I did,
A huge mistake.
no, not really. I don't think so. Like, not a huge one. Like, I don't think so. Sometimes I still nowadays. Sometimes I don't like to speak Portuguese from Portugal, so I speak Brazilian, as they call it. They call it Brazilian. So you don't speak Portuguese, speak Brazilian. So sometimes it's not like a mistake, but I still call the things in the name that I was taught, like a celular. I still call it celular. They call it telemóvel. And I talking for a Portuguese friend, I still call celular. I refuse to call it telemóvel.
Yeah, it makes sense, right? It's
Yeah,
different language already, like
but not like a huge mistake, as because I think we know most of the different words, like the, how do you call it, false friends, yeah, like bicha is a Q, is a line, rapariga. I think all Brazilian knows already this false friends.
most of them.
So we avoid it. Yeah.
But you do.
Well,
you still know that?
I heard good ex is a
Yeah.
weird thing to say, right?
Yes, yeah. Sometimes I did it. Maybe. Yeah. Sometimes I have to pay attention. Like I was talking about my story in Brazil, so I use it to work as a like not my, how do you say that? How do you say that in English? Like a work that's not your full-time work. It's just something you do for get more money. Know what I mean, Gustavo?
Like a bico?
Exactly. This word you can't say in Portugal.
Why not? What does it mean?
How do you say it in English? Like bico, like
It's
besides
blow
work?
job, right?
Gig or
Bico in
freelance job?
Portugal is the same as blow job, right? Or
Exactly.
Yeah,
Oh, it's a blowjob.
I've heard of that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you can,
So this is
if
how
you
you
work
make.
doing bicos, it's not really a good
Yeah.
thing.
So when because I work
Yeah, I
like,
used to do bicos.
Hey, I did bicos honestly. Like it can it was an honest way to make money.
I did it for a living. Like what?
It was all I did every day, all the time, and I
Yeah.
have a job. So. And it makes so much sense in a conversation, right? You can see that it makes sense, and you can spend a whole night using this word with no one, if no one
Yes.
corrects you.
Yeah, just have to pay attention, but I didn't make like this kind of mistake. That's okay if I do as well, no problem.
So I want to talk to Lucas real quick. So Lucas is the only other person that actually works remotely here and already working for a company abroad. So you intend to move to Canada. So why Canada? And then do you have any tips on Canada? Lucas, tell us a bit about your context.
All right. Nowadays, I work remotely for a company from UK. Is my second experience working for a company abroad, and it has been a great experience. And I have this dream, I would say, since some years ago, to live abroad. And I did some research about the culture of the countries, and based on that, I made a list of the countries I would like to live in. So I have 5 countries in this list. The first one is Canada. So Canada is my first option. This is why I want to live there, mainly because it's a country where you can have contact with 2 languages in the same country, English and French. And it is a country that is already open to people coming from other continents, other countries to live and work there. So this is has a huge contribution for my decision to go living in Canada. The second one is Australia, because I really have admiration by Australia. And the third one is Ireland, because Ireland is a country that for IT scene is a country that has a lot of opportunities. So big tech companies are opening offices in Ireland and offering positions for IT professionals there. So it seems.
Sorry, Lucas. What do you work with?
Yeah, I am a software engineer.
Okay.
So yeah, but not only software engineering positions you can find in Ireland. For all sort of IT positions, you can find a job there, actually. Portugal. But one thing that keeps me Portugal so in the end of the list is the same language. So I think, of course, there's some difference between the Portuguese that we speak here and the Portuguese there, but it's the same language. So I think would be a great experience, of course, but not so great as living in a country that you have to speak a different language of yours. And my last option is actually a South American country, Uruguay. It seems to be a great country to live. It's like stable and modern democracy here in South America. And the main advantage of living in Uruguay is that I would live a little bit more near to home, so I could visit Brazil more often if I would live there.
Nice. So you have all of these options listed out. This is great.
Nice, yeah.
Yes, but my main plan is Canada, actually.
Awesome. I focus on languages, like as well, like learning a new language in a country is one of the perks of living there, right?
Yes.
So first, I want to improve my Spanish, and I haven't actually been to anywhere in South America. So I'm starting in South America, let me improve my Spanish in Chile then first, and then what's the next language? And then I think, for example, I'm learning Italian now, so should probably go live some time in Italy, and then somewhere else, depending on the language of the moment.
Yeah, that would be great.
Yeah. Dan, any comments?
Yeah, like the main comment I think is like I remember when it was 2015 when I went to Ireland. Yeah, I remember I searched for Canada, UK, Australia, New Zealand, and then Ireland, and I didn't have like any dream to go for one country. I just like to go out from Brazil, not like go out from Brazil. I'd like to live abroad.
Yes.
So and but I think as Lucas said, like he has like the main country or the dream kind of live in Canada. I think he has to follow his dream, and once he already worked for one company, a Canadian company. Yeah, I think it's gonna be maybe easier, because I remember when I was searching for like the country I could go to study. In my head, I had I'd like to go for a place where I could work legally. And as far as I remember, if I'm not wrong, like Canada, it wasn't an option. Like if I went there, like to start English, I couldn't work legally.
Hmm.
If I'm not wrong, I'm not sure about nowadays if it
You know
changed.
what? Like, we have this former member of the club called Thiago. He's doing a doctorate now in Montreal, and the government pays you to learn French. They have this project called Francisation, and
Yeah, yeah,
then
yeah.
everyone has to learn French there, and they pay you like $800 a month
Wow.
to study French. Like they pay for your course and give you an extra money, you know. So even his girlfriend, who like, she also has a work permit there, but she's not actually working. She's already making money just by learning French, you know.
Learn French. Wow, nice. That's nice.
Nice.
Yeah, but they went like a PhD or master or something. Yeah.
Yeah, like he's taking a PhD.
PhD. Yeah, yeah. So yeah, that time I was like just as a Gabi and Anderson. I was just finishing the university, like the high school and the university. So I didn't like go for a master or PhD. It was not an option for me. So I'd like to go for an English school. So as an English student, you couldn't work. The same in Ireland. If you go for university or for a master, you can work. But if you go for an English school, you can't.
Yeah. Okay. So I have one final question to ask. So you met your girlfriend while traveling, right, Dan?
Yeah.
And Lucas has a girlfriend. Gabi has a boyfriend. I don't know about Anderson and Lou, but like Anderson, you have a girlfriend? Yes. Okay.
No, I don't.
No, Lou. Okay. So like, what's any tips on that? I mean, any like traveling with someone?
I think
What
it's
was the difference?
easier. I think
It's
it's easier. Yeah, because first, like, first you're gonna share like all the bills.
Yeah.
So it helps a lot. And if you're gonna have one each other like to help, like with the emotions, like the homesick and this stuff. I think talking about these weights, just have like better things. I think.
I see. There's a question here on YouTube by Adam Santana. He's asking you, how many years did you live in Galway? How long? It was 2 years, right?
2 years. To be exactly 1 year and 8 months.
Okay. You lying to us.
Yeah. But the thing, like I talk about, just I thought about it now. Like I moved to Ireland, or I came to Ireland because travel in Brazil is very expensive. I think everybody agree with that. Like take a flight from São Luís to Curitiba. It's like I don't know, 500 reais if you take a promotion maybe.
Yeah, very rare to find that price.
Yeah.
500 is very low, actually. It would be
Very
something
low,
like
yeah.
1,000.
Yeah. So it's more than a minimum wage for
Yes.
an inland flight. So that's why I came here to Europe. Like, is it possible to travel in a budget on a budget? I'd say yes, but in Brazil it's more difficult, unfortunately. Yeah.
Yes,
Like,
yes. I have my sister-in-law. She's French, so
oh,
she was sharing some experiences with us, and she was telling us that, I mean, you can survive easily with the minimum wage there. I think it is something around 700 euros, but with 100 euros you can buy like the food for the month, you know.
Wow. Seriously?
Yes, she says like 100 and you can buy it. You can survive for the month, like in your house, and then you can go out and eat
yeah.
somewhere else. But then, I don't know, 200 for the place where you live, like
For a
if you want
room,
to
yeah.
rent somewhere. So, but when you rent a place, you get like the water, the electricity, it's included. It's really easier. With the minimum, you can survive, and then there is a little bit, I mean, that you can use for something else that you like, but you can survive there easily. Here in Brazil, with the minimum,
Yeah.
people are suffering actually.
What's the country?
And
French,
France.
like France. Sorry.
cool, cool. Yeah. And talk about like tickets, flight tickets here, we find it's not like a promotion price. You find it for 15 euros, for 10 euros, 20, 25. Like an expensive ticket here is around 50, 100,
And you
maybe
can
now
use
in
train. You can go by train, right?
yeah, but sometimes
It's,
trains is more expensive than a flight.
oh my gosh. Okay.
Wow. I think I'm gonna cancel Chile and go to Spain then. And then
Yeah, maybe. Like from
Got to
Spain,
go
from
to Spain.
Barcelona, Madrid, you can take a flight for Ireland for 15 euros, like a round trip, maybe.
Yeah. Nice.
And also here, like unfortunately, again, I don't like to talk these stuffs about Brazil, but about violence and these stuffs. Here it works if you take a blah car, for example. You can use it like, of course, you have to pay attention, but it's less dangerous than in Brazil.
Yeah, I did it in 2018 when I was traveling around Nordeste, right? And actually, this is something I want to mention with you guys.
Nice.
This platform called World Packers. There's a few other platforms like it, but this is one of the best.
Woodpecker, huh?
Yes,
Nice.
It's,
I used it.
you did.
Yeah, in Brazil as well.
Nice. Did you use in Europe?
Not yet. No.
So this is basically like you pay 50, like even less than that, like $30 a year. And then you get access to applying for stay in hostels and guest houses around the world. You know, so for example, you want to go to Japan, and then you apply for this Japanese hostel in Okinawa, and then you work as several possible things. You can can work on social media, can work as a web designer, can work writing content, and as well as you can work on the reception, cleaning, kitchen, gardening, throwing parties, being a travel guide, teaching a language, working on a social project, and a few other things, if I'm not mistaken. And then you see what you get in exchange for that. So I get like I work for 4 days, 4 hours a day, and I get like 3 days, and I get 1 meal or 2 meals or 3 meals or no meals. I get a private room or a shared room or a team room, and then access to some little benefits like discounts on drinks, or access to a bicycle, maybe a course or something you learn in the process, you know. So it's a really nice way to travel and live the best out of the trip, you know, be able to talk to people in that place every day and get in touch with the accent and the language, learn a new skill, you know, practice something that you have to practice, get to know the place without spending almost anything, you know. I did that back in 2018 in Maceió, Maragogi, and Recife. And it was a nice experience. And now I applied for this city in Chile called Bucón, and they accepted me to go in February. However, it's very far from Santiago. It's like in almost at the edge of Earth. So I'm having second thoughts, but it's I might actually go. I'm gonna look into it and see what I can do. But yeah, I recommend that. So let me comment on a few things here on Notion, on our meeting notes. So first, let me add woodpeckers here to the honorable mentions, so you can check it out later. Okay, so vocabulary. I've had my share of that, of heat. Let me see that. So what is to have had your share of something? Can you give me a definition?
Like you are okay with that. It's okay, it's enough.
Yes, it's enough. But not only that, it's like you're fed up with it. Like it's too much already. You know?
Yeah.
So I'm fed up with it. It's too much. Yeah, but not necessarily. For example, you can see the sentence in the song "We Are the Champions" by Queen. I've had my share of sand kicked in my face. You know, it's a bit of a it's a bit pessimistic. This is why I have this view of this expression. I'm fed up with it.
Tired of something.
It's enough. Like, let's stop with it for now. But literally, is I've had my share of something, is I've had my part of it, and then it's I don't want it anymore. It doesn't have to be completely negative. Okay. Nice. It's either raining or hot. I think Anderson, you said it's all raining or hot. You know, like it sounds a bit weird when you say or twice. So you say either the first time, and then you say or. Okay. Okay. Severance pay. Remember that? What does it mean? What is severance pay?
Like when you finish your job and you get this amount of payment, yeah.
But I believe you only get this if you're fired, right?
Yes, I think so. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Was that your case?
Yep.
Okay. So the insurance money
Exactly.
you get when you okay, severance pay. Exchange program, not interchange. Okay, it's exchange.
Exchange, yeah.
When you go to a different country to study a language for a while. Now I spelled program, but this is in British English. In American English, you just say program like that. Under the table. So Daniel was paid under the table during his time in Galway, right?
Yeah.
Under the table, so not how to define this?
Not official.
Yeah, like secretly. Not officially. Very good. A busker is someone who plays and performs on the streets. And then if you don't have a permit, not a permission, a permit, piece of document you present to prove you're allowed to do something, it's a permit, and they confiscate your instrument if you don't have a permit, right? So confiscate is the word that does exist in English as well. To take away the lack of
Permit.
lack of what?
Permit.
Lack of permit. Okay, I was looking for another word. Compliance with the law. So take something away for lack of compliance with the law. To take a paid leave. What does it mean?
So you got a break from your job, but then you receive during this time.
Yeah. So to take a break while you're still paid. Or you can just take a leave, no payment. There's also maternity leave. Maternity. And here there's a common mistake. We say imagine something for like an absurd possibility. Like if he was discriminated for being black, imagine me. And we do that because of Portuguese, but we don't say that in English. We say let alone. Okay, let alone me. So let alone me, like don't even think about what would happen to me. Okay,
Let alone me.
mention an even more absurd possibility. And so if you pay, when you pay $200, 200 euros for rent in France, you also get utilities. Utilities are water, light, and gas. Okay, so basically the most usual things you have to get in a house for it to work. Pronunciation, prejudice. Can you repeat that? Prejudice.
Prejudice.
Let me show you how it's phonetically transcribed. It's like this. Prejudice. Pre. So this little apostrophe indicates the stressed syllable. Okay. So the stressed syllable is the first one. So it's not prejudice or prejudice because the apostrophe is right here in the beginning. Can you see it? Yes. So prejudice. Okay. Ja. This is the sound air. This is the sound ja. And the rest you know. Prejudice. What about this second one then? How do you think it's pronounced?
Prejudicial.
Sorry.
Prejudicial.
Yeah. So the stressed syllable now changes. Look. Attention to the apostrophe now. So the apostrophe is here now. Dishful. However, there's a second one here, like this opposite of an apostrophe. It indicates a secondary stress. When it's a long word, the word's going to have two stresses. The first, like the primary one, and the secondary one. This happens in music as well, right, Dan? Like in a 4x4 compass from like tempo. Actually, it's like weak, kind of strong, like weak, strong, weak, kind of strong, right? Like so this happens often as well in long words and in sentences all the time. In every sentence there's a stress. And this one, how to pronounce this word? Bodega. Okay. What exactly is a bodega?
Let me guess. Is a store to wine or other kinds of?
Lucas, can you go again? You might fail a bit.
Is a sort of store for wine or drinks? Something
Yeah.
like that.
Basically a beverage store. However, there's a second pronunciation for this. So this is the transcription for bodega. Bodega. Let me show you the other transcription and then tell me what it's going to be pronounced like.
Bodega.
Bodega. Okay. So you can either pronounce it bodega or bodega, American, British.
Good.
Okay. Nice. So anything on grammar? Nothing. Some mentions. Galway, city, small city in Ireland. Small. This is the video by Ed Sheeran. Before we go. I don't know why it's not loading. Woodpeckers, like a place where you can exchange work for stay. These are the people who are here with us today. You can check out the members of the club in this page.
Nice.
Later. And let's take a final picture. But before we take the picture, let's pick a name for today's class and an emoji. Today is December 7th. So you always pick like a title, like a hashtag, like a little phrase that represents the day. What would you say is the phrase for today?
And also creative with that.
I would go like adventures abroad.
Okay. But like something that only us would know. Only who was here. I think the highlight of today.
Bico.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Living off of
You
these.
know.
Okay. So I can pick a bird here to represent that. So
Careful.
perfect. So now let's take a picture. Ready?
Yeah.
You have a mug near you. Don't hesitate on holding it.
I have a beer can.
Okay. 1, 2, 3. Perfect. Amazing. So thanks a lot, Dan, for coming and sharing part of your experience.
Thank you. Thanks for having me, guys. It was very nice. Thank you. Nice to meet you, everybody.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you, and I see you guys soon. Have a great night.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you
You
very
too.
much.
Bye.
Bye,
See
people.
you.
Ciao.